Hey guys, so we still have our moon in Gemini today. Of course, this is still triggering those black moon issues. The moon in Gemini today, though, is going to be forming a square to the sun and Neptune in a conjunction, and also forming a trine to Saturn in Aquarius. We also have Mercury ruling the mind, our messenger planet, changing signs today, moving from Aquarius into Pisces. This is definitely going to be bringing an energetic shift in terms of the way that our mind is working over the next 30 days or so as Mercury is transiting the sign of Pisces. So let's jump into the report, you guys. Let's talk about all we have going on today and what it might mean for us in our experience. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 10th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook for the day. Very Gemini day, very active day, lots of information, lots of communication. We were in this energy yesterday with the moon in Gemini as well, but the moon in Gemini today is going to be making some additional aspects that it wasn't making yesterday, and also will be coming into the exact conjunction with the black moon later today or overnight tonight. I'm not really sure exactly, but as we head more through the day, we don't start out the day with them in conjunction, but it will build that way. Blah. So we have the conjunction coming of the moon and the black moon as well. So where should we start? What should we talk about to begin with? This hair won't get out of my face. Okay, so let's, I guess, start with the black moon, just so we can kind of get this out of the way, because it is, twice a month, we have to talk about the black moon for a couple of days, because twice a month, the moon transits the sign where the black moon is located, or the sign opposing the black moon. Right now, we have a black moon that is transiting the sign of Gemini. So whenever the moon comes into the sign of Gemini, or whenever the moon moves into the sign of Sagittarius, this is activating these black moon vibrations, these black moon energetics, and we are just more likely to be collectively sort of immersed in them. With the black moon being in Gemini, this can be bringing up a lot of fears, insecurities, worries, doubts in pertaining to choices and decisions that we need to make, conversations that we need to have, things that we are learning or gaining insight or information on as well. And also, the black moon in Gemini can bring up themes of not being worthy or not being good enough in some capacity or another. It can sort of make us feel pitted up against other people. It can bring out aspects of jealousy in some cases, and it's just one of the things that the black moon in Gemini can represent. So when the black moon is being triggered while in the sign of Gemini, these are sort of things that we can collectively expect to perhaps be experiencing, aside from just our own individual shadow issues sort of rising to the surface. Gemini, though, is also the sign, it is ruled by Mercury, which rules the mind, which rules the conscious mind. And the black moon in Gemini is really trying to show us our shadows, show us our issues, so that we can gain a conscious awareness of what has been operating in these deeper recesses of our mind, and perhaps not been contributing to the positive growth and our ability to really come into a mastery and gain a sense of control over our own thoughts, over our own mind, which is essentially a ground rule right now as we are heading into the age of Aquarius, which is an air sign paradigm, which is the age of self-knowledge, the age of self-mastery, the age of self-empowerment. And being also an air paradigm, this has a lot to do with the state of our mind, how we're using our mind, how we're using our thoughts. And the whole thing with the black moon is triggering energy that is unconscious, subconscious within us, latent within us, that we are, it's like the programming that we've developed as a result of things that have happened to us, and sort of the defense mechanisms that our psyche builds to protect us from these various things. But because of the laws of this reality and the way that energy really works, it actually has the tendency of continuing to attract the same situations to us over and over instead of protecting us from them. But, on the flip side, on the higher end of things, from the 5D perspective, this actually is, in a way, helping to protect us from them, because it's pushing for us to grow and to gain a conscious awareness so that we can free ourselves, alleviate ourselves, unbind ourselves from these situations. A lot of what this Pluto energy that we've been dealing with has also been trying to bring up and do for us, breaking toxic attachments, subconscious toxic attachments in a lot of ways. So Black Moon energy, especially being in Gemini right now, is not comfortable. It's not fun. It a lot of times, has us sort of facing our fears and having to deal and face the situations that we really would rather hide from, or that we're really afraid of, or that make us really uncomfortable, that provoke a lot of really deep-seated insecurities and worries and doubts within us, but is for the purpose at this point in time, especially, of helping us to crack through, gain that conscious awareness, reprogram consciously our own subconscious mind, our own psyche, so that we can enter this age of Aquarius, this air paradigm, coming from a mental place of that self-knowledge, of that self-mastery, of that self-empowerment, so that we can really build the age of Aquarius, make the age of Aquarius happen in the construct of the universal blueprint as it unfolds in the way that it's supposed to, essentially. And so that's really, the way I'm seeing and perceiving what we're experiencing with the Black Moon at this point in time. Of course, at all points in time, it's always changing depending on where we're at in the cosmic blueprint, in the unfolding of this grand saga that is constantly and perpetually carrying us through time and space. And right now just happens to be turning the page, opening the chapter of the age of Aquarius. Here we are. And so Black Moon Gemini at this point in time makes sense, trying to help us crack through our own subconscious algorithms, reprogram our own minds, so that we become the people that live, create, experience, and initiate the shift of the ages. So there's my little monologue for the day on the age of Aquarius and the correlation to the Black Moon energy. Like I said, this also corresponds to the Pluto energy. This also very much corresponds to the Chiron energy, to the Chiron archetype, which I talk about a lot, to the hero's journey. This is really sort of all boiled into like the same rubber band ball or something like that. But the Black Moon aspect of it is definitely dealing with the shadow subconscious side of our psyche and trying to bring us this conscious awareness. When we have the moon coming into Gemini with the Black Moon, it's definitely bringing up those issues so that we can transcend them ultimately. So we got that going on. The moon rules our emotions. Of course, it makes sense coming into the sign with the Black Moon, coming into the conjunction later today or overnight tonight. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what time that is happening at, but it's happening. It's like an emotional alignment with this darker energy, but it is for the purpose of shining the light, gaining the conscious awareness in the sign of Gemini so that we can heal it, clear it, integrate it, transcend it, and go through this phoenix rebirth, hero's journey, inner alchemization moment, victimhood to self-mastery, age of Aquarius, voila. So that's the Black Moon energy. That's really all I kind of want to say about that. Also, actually, no, there is something else I want to say about that. We have the Black Moon changing degrees today. We actually, you guys, and I will talk about this more as I get through my report, we have 4 slow-moving planets all simultaneously shifting degrees today. And that's a lot of outer slow-moving planets to be changing degrees on the same day. Definitely shifts and changes going on in the vibes today. But the Black Moon, as I said, is changing from 26 degrees of Gemini to 27 degrees of Gemini. That Sabian symbol, or that specific degree of the zodiac, described in a picture form so that we can just get a better idea of how it may tend to physically, tangibly manifest in our material world. That's what the Sabian symbols are. That's what the Sabian symbols do. And I personally really enjoy and like to read the Sabian symbols because I just really do feel like they give us a lot more clarity. Like, for example, listen to this one. So a couple of days ago, I'm not exactly sure what day it was right now, and I haven't gone back in my notes to find it, but I know that it was very, very recently. It was right around the day of the State of the Union address that was not long ago. But anyways, there was a Sabian symbol that was a man being publicly unmasked. And literally, it was like within the next couple of days of a couple of planets hitting that degree, all of a sudden, like, all of the nationwide mask mandates were lifted. And when I'm reading the Sabian symbols, I never really like look at them literally, but they can a lot of times go that way too. And I just wanted to like point that one out because I saw it specifically the other day and I was thinking about it. I was like, oh my gosh, like I was literally like, that was one of the symbols that was very, very much in effect while like the other day. And now all of a sudden these mandates were listed. And I was wondering how that was going to go because unmasked, that can go a whole lot of different ways. But I found it very interesting that it was like actually like literally so literal like that. So just a little fun story that I saw from the other day of how these Sabian symbols can actually manifest and play out and why I like to look at them. But anyways, back to the astrology of today. I still don't think I've said the degree that I was alluding to and that I've been talking about building up to for the past, like, God, probably 3 minutes now. But 27 degrees of Gemini, a gypsy emerging from the forest. So with the black moon now at this degree as well, this could be bringing up fears, worries, doubts about embodying our authentic truth and the conscious awareness that we are gaining coming out of the woods, our enlightenment, I guess, and people's response to it. That could definitely be something we are dealing with navigating in this black moon energy, especially being Gemini with all this conversations, ideas, communications, all that type of stuff too. That could be an aspect of the black moon energy that we're moving. Another thing, though, that I just actually noticed looking at this, 27 degrees of Gemini, that is an exact polar opposition to the galactic center, which is the one point in the sky. It's like the God, source, universe, divine code point where all the wisdom emanates from, like all of the source code emanates from the galactic center. Very, very, very high wisdom, spiritual point in the zodiac. Opposite the black moon. And the black moon rules dualities. It like runs in reflections. That's one of the main things that is like incorporated into the black moon vibration. So being the opposition from the galactic center right now, this is actually a huge, huge, huge galactic infusion of light and wisdom with the moon coming into the opposition, especially with the black moon in conjunction today opposite the galactic center. This is actually going to be a really powerful period of time to gain that tremendous amount of wisdom, clarity about what is going on with our issues, with those shadow side issues. That's like the full light of God shining into the shadows, the black moon in opposition to the galactic center, and especially with the moon coming into conjunction while it's at that degree. That's actually pretty magical, and I'm literally just noticing that right now as I'm looking at this energy. And especially in correspondence to the other Gemini moon aspects that we have going on today. This, you guys, is potentially going to be a very enlightening day, a day where we really may be finding the inner strength or the faith or the inner enlightenment to really start overcoming these shadows that we may have been struggling with or that may have been holding us back, especially, emerging from the forest, coming out of the woods, a gypsy emerging from the forest, coming out into the light of the sun in the opposition to the galactic center, really reflecting on that ultimate divine truth. While we also simultaneously have the sun and Jupiter and Neptune in a conjunction in Pisces, though it is not an exact conjunction, the sun is acting as the midpoint in between Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces right now. And this is expanded spiritual truth in like really, really beautiful, revealing, and enlightening. This is like revelations, this aspect that we have going on right now. However you want to apply that term, that is what Jupiter and Neptune and the sun right now in the sign of Pisces are leading to, are bringing. And we have the black moon in the opposition to the galactic center while the moon lines up today. The moon is also in Gemini going to be forming, as I said, the square to the sun and Neptune in that conjunction. They are only 2 degrees apart right now, I believe. The sun is at 21 Pisces today and Neptune is at 23 Pisces. So, a square between the sun and the moon, this is always generally going to bring up some type of internal conflict going on, some type of like inner frustration, like inner angst. Something is like bothering us, like sort of like an itch we can't scratch or something. Like with the sun and the moon in the square, things might feel like they're sort of like working against us some type of way. Happening with the sun in conjunction to Neptune, though, it's a high octave vibration, but it's a low energy physically. Like this energy, the sun and Neptune together, it kind of makes us like a little bit more like lazy, but not lazy for the sense of being lazy. It's just like a very dreamy, artsy, creative fantasy illusion, like wanting to immerse ourselves in some type of fantasy, wanting to relax, wanting to just like kick back and be comfortable and sort of like fade away into a daydream or something like that. Like this is not Sun and Neptune. Like this is not the energy where we like want to jump up and go run a mile and then clean the garage and then, you know, take the kids to soccer practice. Like that, this is like, we don't, and I think that's probably where the conflict is coming up from the Gemini moon and the Sun, Pisces, Neptune conjunction that we have going on. Because the Gemini moon, this is very active. This is like, I got places to go, I got things to do, I got people to see, I got conversations to have, I got lists to make, I got stuff to sell, I got, you know, plans and arrangements and schedules, and I got this going on and check. I gotta go, you know, it's like very busy. I gotta make this phone call, I gotta answer this email. Like when the moon is in Gemini, we're really very just like more communication, people oriented. And when the sun is in the square to Neptune and Pisces, we're kind of not really, you know, that much about all of that type of stuff. So that might be the thing. Like we might have a lot going on. We might feel like overscheduled, like overbooked, just really busy, like a lot of people calling us, talking to us, but we're really just kind of trying to like be in this daydream moment for a minute and like live in this fantasy that just like popped up in our head, or sort of like be in this like imagination of this vision of this future that we want to manifest for ourselves. See, that's the other side of this energy though. This is a fantastic time, you guys, to be in that imaginative state, to be in that fantasy state, especially with the moon's placement in Gemini today. Because aside from making this square to the sun, which could be bringing up these conflicts or this tension or just this irritation generally, the moon forming the trine to Saturn in Aquarius is actually like really, really good for helping us make plans. Moon in Gemini, trine Saturn in Aquarius. Get our ideas together, get our thoughts together, make plans, very detailed plans, very focused thought in regards to the foundations that we're laying going forward, to things that we want to physically, tangibly, materially manifest, like for the future, for our future path, for the foundations that we're laying going forward. So what do we get when we add those two things together? This like really strong ability to immerse ourselves into this feeling nature, Pisces, this water sign, this deeply feeling nature of this imaginative scene that we can just like create, this fantasy world that we can just create and like really truly embody through our feelings, in the combination with this very strong focused mental ability to really get our thoughts in order and start laying some foundations and making some plans for things to happen. This is very powerful manifestation energy. And, you know, Jupiter being there too, we're having tremendous amounts of faith in our visions, in our dreams, in our aspirations, in our ideal scenarios that we can really envision and view and create in our mind's eye and then like really live in our feelings. Very, very, very strong and powerful, again, manifestation energy that we have right now, helping us to get on the timeline and open ourselves to opportunities and realign our vibration in a way that can help us to essentially create a new world for ourselves going forward based from this place of authentic truth. Saturn in Aquarius and also the North Node in the sign of Taurus right now about tapping into our own unique creative potential, and Venus in Mars in an exact conjunction also in Aquarius. The things that we are, the potential to conceive right now and to like fertilize within us, something that we can really birth that can be tangible and solid, but also carry us forward into the future. Really powerful energy, you guys, right now for making dreams come true, for grounding dreams into reality. And with the moon in the trine to Saturn today, this is also actually very good energy for like signing contracts, making deals, any type of legal dealings or anything like that that need to happen. This is good energy for, really dotting the I's, crossing the T's, making sure it's good for executing plans and contracts and stuff like that. However, with the sun in the conjunction to Neptune right now and the moon also in square, you're really going to want to make sure that you are perceiving things properly and there's no lens of like cloud or illusion, that you are no rose colored glasses that you are perceiving the deal through in any type of way. Something to keep in mind because, Neptune, it can have us looking at things, like I said, through a little bit of that rose-colored glasses or just being in an illusion about something. Although with Jupiter, the planet of truth, in such a close proximity, this is actually busting up illusions. This is breaking through illusions. This is destroying the illusion, one might say, as well, bringing some clarity about things that have been hidden or confusing or deceptive in the past. Also today, talking about all of this Gemini that we have going on that is ruled by the planet of Mercury. Mercury's moving signs, changing signs. You guys, Mercury is moving into the sign of Pisces. And this is telling us actually that now our head is in this game too. We've got Jupiter, we've got Neptune, and we've got the sun together in the sign of Pisces, breaking through illusions, bringing a massive amount, an expansive amount of light to anything that has been hidden in the shadows, essentially, speaking of shadow energy and the black moon. Anything that has been hidden, that has been unclear, that has been confusing, spiritual truths, spiritual enlightenment at like vastly huge, expansive levels. This is what is coming through with Jupiter and the sun and Neptune together. And now we add Mercury, our mind, into this game as well. We are like really seeing into the other side of reality with this. Like, we are seeing behind the veil, and our mind is like, we can't hide from it. Like, these are unavoidable truths. And now that Mercury's here too, there's just no escaping what we're about to learn, like the information that's coming that is going to be revealed from this revelations energy that we have going on with these three planets, right now. And then even after the sun moves out, Jupiter and Neptune are going to continue to move into that exact conjunction together. And with Mercury there, this is just like, also this is making our mind much more pliable to like the woo-woo type stuff, to like spiritual ideas, like to the more unseen sides of reality. Over this, this is definitely a mental shift collectively. And over this next 30 days or so, as Mercury is transiting through the sign of Pisces, the mind of the collective of humanity is going to be much more open to the unexplainable, to the unseen, being valid possibilities or explanations about things. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes with all of this revelations energy and the mental willingness to accept perhaps the untangible at this point in time with this setup of planets that we have right now in the sign of Pisces ruling the untangible. So there's that as well. Now let's talk about the planetary shifts that we have going on today, the outer planets that are shifting. We have Jupiter changing degrees today. We have Pluto changing degrees today. We have Chiron changing degrees today. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we also have the black moon changing degrees today. All moving forward. Every planet is moving forward. We are moving forward in this thing now. So let's think about the planets that are moving forward today. Number one, Jupiter. This is that expansive truth energy. So moving forward in this conscious awareness that we are gaining. Pluto, moving forward in this death and rebirth, very transformative Phoenix rising process. Chiron, moving forward in our hero's journey as well. And then the black moon moving forward into that degree opposite the galactic center, moving forward into our conscious awareness as with Jupiter. But with this, it's not, it's the conscious awareness of the darker truths of our own mind and how to set ourselves free from that reality, essentially. Transcending. We're moving forward in our process of transcending. And really, all of this can just be wrapped up in the Chiron archetype, the wounded healer, teacher, master archetype. But all of these planets moving forward, Venus and Mars together in Aquarius. The sun is the midpoint in between Jupiter and Pisces and Jupiter and Neptune and Pisces, and the moon in Gemini with the black moon squaring the sun and Neptune and trining Saturn and Aquarius today. While these 4 planets are moving, and the black moon in opposition to the galactic center. Yeah, this is there's a lot of like internal healing that is happening today. Like this transformation is happening. This transcendence is happening. This expansion is happening. This inner healing, this victory over our lower selves is happening. And it's just, I feel like it's being represented in the simultaneous movement of these 4 outer planets today. Now let's talk about the Sabian symbols in the context of all of this other stuff that we have. First of all, there's also a lot of references today of like working together, intertwinements, integrations, things, people, processes working together to create a more positive outcome. We have the sun at 21 degrees of Pisces today, a little white lamb, a child, and a Chinese servant. And this particular symbol can mean a lot of different things to me, but when I read it today in the context of the energetics, it immediately made me think of sort of like mind, body, spirit, like the Holy Trinity within us, and this reintegration that's going on, this inner wholeness, and the sense of self-empowerment that is representing when we have all of these facets of our being working in conjunction together. I feel like that is sort of what this vibe, to me today, at least, of this degree was sort of representing. We have the Earth today at 21 degrees of Virgo, always in a polar opposition to the sun, a girls' basketball team. Again, to me, this is obviously talking about working together to accomplish a goal. Individual units of an overall group, of an overall whole, integrating together to produce an outcome. Like this sense of either inner or outer unity and teamwork going on. We have Mercury moving to 1 Pisces today. That Sabian symbol is a crowded public marketplace. This is a very Gemini degree to me, even though it's Pisces degree. It's just got Gemini vibes. But again, this is working together to accomplish things. It's like this public marketplace, this crowded public marketplace that is made up of all these individual separate cells functioning, working together to fulfill and to function as this overall organism, as this overall whole that fills a purpose. So sort of interesting. We have Venus and Mars at 4 degrees of Aquarius today. A Hindu healer glows with a mystic healing power, talking about the healing that is happening as a result collectively of this reintegration of divine feminine, divine masculine within us, and the effect that it's having on our future path, on our future project, and our ability to align with our authentic truth and our own personal uniqueness, talent, and potential in the sign of Aquarius. Also interesting that we have Chiron moving today, talking about this hero's journey, clicking a step ahead, moving forward a little bit in that process as well. So healing, definitely a theme being brought up today as well. Jupiter moving to 17 degrees of Pisces today. That Sabian symbol is an Easter promenade. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet of enlightenment, talking about rebirth and resurrection of this conscious awareness that we're gaining at this point in time with the sun, Neptune, Jupiter in Pisces, really shining the light and bringing truth to places where illusion has existed in the past, okay? And it is creating a rebirth and a resurrection in terms of our conscious awareness. Saturn today, 20 degrees of Aquarius, a large white dove bearing a message. Again, this is a Gemini-oriented degree. Messages coming through, messages coming in. This is the degree where Saturn was for the new moon in Pisces cycle. All month long, we can expect some big messages, big information to be coming in that actually have a effect in bringing us some type of peace and healing in the outcome, in their aftermath, and their as an after effect. We have Neptune today, 23 degrees of Pisces, a materializing medium giving a seance. The veil between worlds is very thin right now, you guys. Spiritual guidance is literally at our fingertips. Universe, God, spirit, the divine wants us to tap into divine guidance, our higher selves, and use this energy right now to create, to imprint, to manifest our dreams into reality going forward as we are building this new paradigm. Pluto moving to 29 degrees of Capricorn. Pluto doesn't move very often. Pluto was just at the degree of the Pluto return of the United States. This transformation is moving forward. It's kicking off. That Sabian symbol 29 Capricorn, a woman reading tea leaves. I feel like this could actually be activating some prophecies that may have been long standing, but this is also bringing a very, very strong and psychic or a very, very strong and powerful psychic energy, like the degree of Neptune right now, a materializing medium giving a seance, and now we have Pluto at a woman reading tea leaves. Spiritual guidance can really be a very powerful force in guiding us forward in our transformation, in our conscious expansion, in our conscious evolution at this point in time in this energy. Remember, we also have the South Node right now, what we are moving on from, what we are leaving behind, what we are releasing. At the Sabian symbol, an X-ray photograph. Hold on, I forgot the rest of it. An X-ray photograph helps with the diagnosis. So this again is referencing X-ray vision into things that we're going to be experiencing coming up soon here. That is actually what we're finding out. These revelations, this expanded consciousness is actually going to be helping us to release, to let go, and to detach ourselves from some of the things that we've been holding on to that we are going to realize are just not in alignment with us and not good for us, not conducive to our growth going forward anymore. We have Chiron moving to 12 degrees of Aries today, a flock of wild geese flying in formation. Again, with a bird symbolism. There has been a lot of bird symbolism going on in the Sabian symbols lately, and birds are a metaphor for the thoughts and the mind. We recently had Venus, Mars, and Pluto conjoin at 28 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol is a large aviary, and I was feeling like that Sabian symbol having been in effect for that specific, very rare and unique conjunction was telling us that we were entering a period of time where we were going to be breaking out of any cage that had been restraining our thoughts and our mind, or our ability to communicate and to learn and to gain knowledge and awareness and information. And now we have Chiron, wounded healer teacher, moving forward, talking about the next phase in our healing hero's journey at a flock of wild geese flying in formation. This to me is saying that we are collectively heading in the right direction in terms of this healing process that we're going through right now. And what it is actually leading to and helping us gain is a much more profound sense of freedom and elevation, an elevated mindset, an elevated perspective. All of this conscious awareness, it's setting our mind free, and it is helping us to move forward in this new direction in alignment with these air frequency paradigms that are also coming in at this point in time. Very interesting. And then, of course, as I had mentioned, the Black Moon moving to 27 Gemini, a gypsy emerging from the forests, stepping out of the darkness, stepping out of the woods, stepping away from our fears, stepping out into the light. But because this is the Black Moon, this also may be bringing up some fears around whether or not we will be accepted for the truth that we are stepping into at this point in time. That is, another aspect, Gemini, Black Moon, acceptance. That's sort of what brings like the competitiveness and the jealousy that can come with it. But anyways, that is basically what I have to say for the astrology today, you guys. We have the Gemini moon aspects going on. Just an interesting day. It's an interesting day energetically, and it will be interesting to see what comes from the energetics that we have going on today. Now, let's talk about the tarot cards, you guys. Tarot time. Was shuffling the cards this morning, asking God, Spirit, Universe, please give me some information to clarify what is going on with the collective right now. Where are we at? What advice do we need? What would be beneficial for us right now? What do we need to know? So, we got a bunch of cards coming out today. 3 of them actually came out together, and we got 2 coming out first, and then 3 shot out together, plus the back of the deck. So we're talking about 6 cards today. Now, the first card that came out, which is interesting to me because I do the cards before I sit down and look at the Sabian symbols. So the first card that came out, we got the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of working together to accomplish a goal, people coming together, individual units coming together to produce some type of overall whole. This is also can represent it as like the body, mind, and soul, the union that comes together to manifest. Imagination, hard work, and faith, that same type of thing. It's like the Holy Trinity that comes together to produce the physical result. And then we had in the Sabians today, all of the little white lamb, the child and the Chinese servant, the girls basketball team, the crowded public marketplace. So there is definitely something about either an inner collaboration going on or some type of prominence in terms of people, groups, individuals coming together for some type of overall something going on. But anyways, this is just the first card. There's a lot more context that we need to consider this under. The second card that came out was the Ten of Wands in reverse. So the Ten of Wands, this is a card about carrying like a very, very heavy burden, like so much to the point that it's actually blocking your view. You can't even see where you're going anymore because you are just like pushing this burden, carrying this burden, but it came out in reverse. So, this is actually talking about the need to surrender something. And then we got these three cards, again, three as one. We got three cards coming out all as one. So again, this trinity of things working as one somehow in the energy today. But the first card that came out was the Ace of Cups in they're all reversed too. The Ace of Cups in reverse. And then we got Judgment in reverse. And then we got the Six of Wands in reverse. And the thing is, like, these are all really beautiful cards. Like the Ace of Cups, this is a whole new fresh start of emotional fulfillment. This is endless possibilities in terms of being able to open to receive things that can bring unlimited potential and unlimited fulfillment and abundance. Judgment card, this is the card of like resurrections and like new beginnings and another chance and like an enlightenment. It's like gaining this conscious awareness that changes everything and like makes a fresh start. You see these people, like the trumpets being blown and it's like a whole new day. Everything's coming back to life. And then the Six of Wands, this is the card of victory. So it's interesting because these three cards right here in combination are talking about this resurrection in this conscious awareness that comes from this reuniting with these like higher, more divine feeling-based energies and the enlightenment that brings and the victory that brings in this physical material world. But, with the Ten of Pentacles having been in reverse and then these cards having come out in reverse, it's almost like unless we are able to put down and surrender this burden that is blocking our ability to see even the direction that things are truly headed, it's like these three things can't work together to bring us that success. And it's interesting because that's what these people are doing right here too, is working together to create something, to ignite some type of goal, to manifest some type of success. So it seems like there's a combination, an important combination that we need to pay attention to today that has to do with opening to receive and being like from an emotional point ready to start a whole new journey, to be open to endless possibilities and endless love and to believe that truly anything is possible for us and to really tap into this higher power and to hear the trumpets and to, see the light essentially and to have this conscious awakening that leads to this physical victory over our surroundings, over our circumstances. This is the process that helps us to transcend whatever and to gain victory over, whatever burden that we are carrying, whatever we're struggling right now. But we can't, and even on the back of the deck, we also had the Magician in reverse. And so this burden, like the fact that all of these cards are here is telling me that this is actually like at our fingertips. It really is just this burden that we need to put down, that needs to be in reverse, that we need to lay to rest in order to come back into this power. Our victory, the victory of this process of being able to open our hearts up to unconditional love and forgiveness and surrender and, see the light and feel the sense of victory, that is actually putting us back in our whole power of manifestation so that we can work either within ourselves or with God and universe or with others in our environment to build something that can carry us into the future. Saturn and Aquarius right now in the trine to, or the moon in Gemini right now in the trine to Saturn and Aquarius, but it seems to be this burden right here, this burden that is keeping everything upside down. once we can, this card having come out in reverse, I just feel, and then all the other cards having come out in reverse, I just feel like it's saying, if we can reverse this burden, if we can surrender, our troubles and our issues to this fresh start and this endless potential, and gain this conscious, the judgment card, hear the trumpets and see the light, then that is what is moving us back into our power to create and manifest. There's definitely this co-collaboration energy going on. I don't know why I say that, co-collaboration. Collaboration is obviously one word. Co-creation, I guess that I mean. So yeah, there is this very collaborative, co-creative energy that is just going on today. And we need to integrate within ourselves as well. And that is happening. That is underway with this Mars-Venus energy that we have as well. So interesting message from the tarot today as well. A lot of cards today. Interesting way of presenting themselves, but it makes sense overall. So let's draw a synchronicity card now, you guys. This is going to be our message from God today. Just a little bit of additional inspiration or guidance or advice that we need to help us navigate whatever the world may present us with this week. These are wonderful cards. I love them. They are by Janice Shellman, and I feel like they always seem to have a very magical way of telling us exactly what the message needs to be when it needs to be. There it is. Okay. Oh, I love this one. We got obstructions removed, you guys. This is a beautiful sign. Rest in me. I have gone ahead and removed every stone. God has gone before you and removed every obstacle. Any obstacle you now perceive is a product of your own imagination. Sun in conjunction to Neptune. Black moon. Let's use it the right way. Let go and let God lead you. There is no wrong action. There is only right action. Follow the leads which come to you. So that is what God wants us to know today about what is really going on. And regardless of what our 3D experiences might be, there are obstructions that are being removed right now at this point in time. So that's what I got for you guys today. That is the message from the stars, the message from the cards. I hope that I was able to provide something of value to you that can help you in some way as you navigate your day today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think they would be interested. Leave me comments, you guys. I absolutely love your comments. I love your feedback. I love hearing what you have to say. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to write with me. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, an Instagram, a TikTok, and a website. There in my description box below if you're interested in any of that, and come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We will have a full weekend of astrology energetics to talk about, and I'm sure it'll be a good one. Have a beautiful day, everybody, and I will see you then. Bye, guys.